So I was like, there's no way. I broke every rule in the book. But then I got it. And I think it was just because the play. Like, it was just so much fun.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk. I'm your host and talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and we are bringing you real-life stories behind the scenes of film and television, along with educational lessons learned from set. And in fact, if you would like to be a guest on this show, feel free to pitch us your story directly to talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that is talentagenttalk@gmail.com. And we have a great story today and a really awesome guest, Miss Ashlyn Stallings.
Hey.
Hey. Oh, it's so fun to have you here.
I'm excited. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to have you. I have seen Ashlyn just crush in musical theater. I mean, you can really belt.
Thanks.
And in improv, she's so quick and funny. What a joy to have you here for our audiences, you know?
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here and share stories through the trials and tribulations of this fun job.
Awesome. Well, so what booking or what story can we start with? What job?
So I'm going to talk about my first commercial booking, which I felt happened kind of late in my acting journey. But it was very special and kind of shifted my perspective on how I audition, which I think I needed too.
Well, how so?
Yeah. That's a great question. So because I've been acting so long, I grew up dancing and doing musical theater, like you mentioned. When I was about 17, I was like, oh, I want to get into TV and film and start doing stuff on camera. And so I've been working for a very long time, and I've booked tons of stuff, but never any commercials. You know, I've done PSAs, industrials, but commercials just never happened. And I was like,
why do you think that was?
I think I'm just putting so much pressure on it. And I think because in the back of my mind, there's like, you're also selling something and the product is so important. There was a lot of like, okay, how do I show it off in the best way? How do I do that? And then I was missing, there's still a story that you're telling, even though it's 30 seconds, a minute, or even 15 seconds. And that story is still key. But I was putting so much emphasis on, I think, an imbalanced emphasis on things.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Because yes, it is about the product, but you're telling a story to sell the product, and
you have 15 or 30 seconds,
right? And that's a lot of pressure. So I have been auditioning for commercials since I was 17, and didn't book them for like 10, 15 years. And I get callbacks here and there, but it wasn't until around 2021, and that year I was like, I don't care. It's just not going to happen for me. So I still do the work. I still, do the research, all of that stuff. I'm not a lazy actor. And I would still do them, but I kind of let go of the pressure, and I was like, whatever, I'm just going to play. I might break rules here and there, or like use a prop or things that made me feel comfortable and made me feel like I was just playing, which is one of the reasons I love acting so much.
If you're having fun, they're having fun.
Yes, exactly. You know? And I think so much of us put weight, like we feel like we have to carry the world, and we have to be exactly what somebody else wants, and exactly, but like, I'm enough. Like, exactly who I am is exactly what you'll need at some point, And so in 2021, somehow that mindset shifted in every audition that I was sending in. I would either get a callback, an avail check, or a pin. And I was like, okay, something's happening, but still, I'm not going to like wait for the call of like, you did it, you booked it. Because I was like, it's just not going to happen for me. So I still just had fun. I just played. And then I got a call one day from my agent, and she was like, you booked that Mitsubishi commercial. And I was like, what? I was like, I did what now?
Wait, where were you? Give us set the tone.
So I was at work, and I saw, my agent's name pop up, and I was like, I got to take this. So I
shout out to
popped
People
out.
Store.
Yes, I love my team. It was such a good team. And so I took the call, and she was like, you booked that Mitsubishi commercial. And I was like, okay. Yes. And I screamed a little bit, and then I started to cry, and I'm a very emotional person. And she was like, this is so exciting. And I was like, yeah, it's my first commercial. And she was like, with us? I said, no, ever. And she was baffled. Like because I was rep before, and she was just like, I don't understand. Like, that's so wild that this is your first one. So I talked to her and I kind of let her know what I had been doing in my all of my auditions for commercials, and she was like, well, girl, keep it up, because something is working.
It's like a switch flipped for you.
Yeah.
The confidence, flip switched.
And just play. It's fun. So I booked it, and I also was kind of shocked because I did break the rules. I shot it. It's for TikTok commercials. So I shot it like a TikTok. I shot it in my commercial, in my kitchen. And I was just being silly. And I was also impersonating someone. They asked for an impersonation of a famous TikToker. And it was someone that I followed already, and I knew her really, really well. And she's like kind of weird and quirky and awkward like I am. And I was like, all the things are lining up. Like, it's all just kind of fitting. And so I was like, there's no way. I broke every rule in the book. But then I got it. And I think it was just because the play. Like, it was just so much fun. Yeah.
Well, then take me to set. So what was it like? Were you playing on set? Was it fun? Like, was
Yeah.
who was there? What was going on?
So each one it was for like air conditioning or heater. And I was doing one for a heater. And so it was like really chilly in the house. And they're like, the whole thing is like, I can burn my books, but then I won't be smart anymore because I can't read. And so I get to set and I go through wardrobe. I go through hair and makeup. My favorite makeup I've ever had on set. I loved it. I was like, my eyes look so pretty. And then the producer came up to me and she was like, I'm so happy we have you on set. And I was like, thank you. Thank you so much. Like, one, for taking your time out to come in and talk to me and thank me for being there. And she was like, it's really cool that we have an Elise Myers impersonator. And I was like, so what? What is that? And she was like, you're an Elise Myers impersonator. You're an impersonator. What other impressions do you do? And I was like, I can sing like Britney Spears. And I was like, I'm not actually an impersonator. I'm an actor. And she was like, I truly thought this is what you do for your career, is pretend to be Elise Myers. And I was like, no, but I'm glad that you liked it that much. And so it was a great talk with her and a great chat. And they brought me up to set. I shot for like 15, 20 minutes and they were like, that's it.
Done.
Yeah.
If you're an actor, great news, because our virtual actor summit is coming up quickly. It is going to be September 6th, 7th, and 8th. And early bird pricing is right now, but I'm also going to throw in a $15 promo because you are listening to this podcast. If you're an actor that's wanting really solid strategy and tactics to move your career forward, then this event is going to be for you. Just imagine a 3-day virtual event that's completely immersive, meaning there's going to be participation with different instructors. You're going to be actually working on auditions. You're going to be able to meet other community members here in the Southeast and industry pros that can help give you the knowledge and wisdom to move your career forward. So if this sounds like something that you think would be beneficial to you, head to the link in the description right now. Don't forget to use that $15 off promo code, and I can't wait to see you at our virtual actor summit coming up.
And it's so funny because there's so much life and so many auditions that led up to that really short moment, but it meant so much to me. And I left set and I was actually going to teach at Southeastern Theater Conference, and so I had like an 8-hour drive. I just got in the car and I started crying because I was like, oh, I did it. Like, I did this thing that I believed I was incapable of doing. But I am capable. Like, I very much am like, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And I say that to, my students all the time. I say it to my friends all the time, but I wasn't saying it to myself. And that was a big lesson for me. So,
I'm getting emotional just listening to it.
Me too. It's all coming back.
Have you booked commercials since?
I have, yeah.
Of course you have.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
And they're so fun. So I don't know why I was stopping myself. I think some of it was a little that fear of like, can I sell the thing?
What a great lesson. And I know that this show is mainly about film and television, but I think it's a really great lesson that you've shared. And it doesn't matter that it was about a commercial because it was about you and your booking journey as well. And I think that would translate to really anything. But if you could kind of formulate this lesson into a sentence or two, what do you think you got the most out of this that our audiences could benefit from?
I think the biggest thing for me is I'm enough. I am worthy of greatness. And I think if you're enjoying what you do, all the good things are going to come. You know,
That's so
joy
huge.
is so important.
It really is, because I see a lot of actors who audition all the time and then they don't book. And so then they start to get depressed and their self-esteem goes down. And then desperation starts showing up in all of the auditions, and they're clearly not having a good time and they're not booking. You know, desperation doesn't look good on anyone.
No.
I believe that if you are having fun, there's a reason to keep going. And just because you've been acting for 10 years or 3 months, if you're not enjoying it, don't keep doing it, because it probably won't lead to much. But if you really do enjoy it, there's so much reason to keep going, and then the reward will probably come much easier, much quicker.
Absolutely.
I love that. Well, I would like to ask you as well.
Yeah.
And this could be from any medium out there.
Okay.
If you had a dream role, what would it be?
Oh, that is hard. Okay, so one of my musical theater dream roles is Penny from Hairspray. I think if it's like quirky and awkward,
would
I want to
crush
do it.
that role.
Thank you. And then as far as TV and film goes, I'd love to be in a sitcom. And post-apocalyptic gives me such good feels. I don't know why, like grungy, dirty fighting, like all that stuff.
I thought maybe you meant a post-apocalyptic sitcom.
That would be
Do we have
awesome.
that? Does that exist?
I don't know. Let's write it.
Maybe if we make a movie, we could camp
Right.
it. AOEP. That
That's
could be
perfect.
There you go. Well, what a joy to have you here, Ashlyn.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. Thank you.
Of course. And if you might know from watching the show that you do win a free car for being a guest on our show
Amazing.
today. So I've got, my boss, Sarah Carpenter, got me this awesome Star Wars bag.
Oh, I love
And
it.
I have loaded it with some cars. So feel free to pick out your car. I'm sure our audiences are dying to know.
Ooh. This
What'd you
red
get?
Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC AMG. This is. I
great.
know exactly where this is going.
That's a great car for you. It matches your hair.
It does.
I love it.
I'm ready to zoom.
Well, again, thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And can't wait to just continuously, cheer for you from the sidelines and see
Thank
where your
you.
journey goes.
Thank you.
Of course. And thank you to all of our audiences for watching. Thank you to Jesse Malinowski and Get Seen for producing our show. And we'll catch you next time. Hope something good happens to you.